Hi, and welcome to Wednesday. Today we're going to talk about ghosts in children. Keep this in mind. If somebody did not like children when they were alive, they are still not going to like children when they're dead. And so there are some very mean people that scare kids. And it just makes me so angry when that happens because you can go to a house where there are no kids. Why do you have to be in a house with children? Plus the fact that when the kids are scared, it affects the parents. And look at all the extra energy a ghost is getting. So that's part of it. So let's see what these letters have to say. And there's more on my desk. Okay, this one is from Julie in Wisconsin. Hi, I came across your book, When Ghosts Speak, because my son was saying there was a ghost in his room and I was trying to find some information. Apparently, the man just walks by and glares at him, but he has a long scar down his face. And just the other night, he said that the ghost closed his door and opened it, and I want to help him. I don't want him to be afraid. Your book said smudging will help, and if I do it is enough, he might get sick of it and leave. Meaning the ghost, if you smudge enough times, the ghost will get tired of not being able to get energy, so they will leave. My question is, if I do smudge, could there be a chance that it might make the spirit angry? No. It makes them lethargic. They do not retaliate. I don't care what any Ghostbusters say on TV. They do not retaliate. I didn't want to make them angry and scare my son anymore. That will not happen. He is sharing his room with his little sister, but he says the ghost just looks at her and smiles. That's creepy. But I am very afraid that maybe smudging will just make things worse. I'm sure you can understand my concern. I can. Here's the trick to smudging. Make sure you smudge at least every 12, 14 days. That's all it lasts for. And if you're very, very consistent and do it at least every 12 to 14 days, he will get disgusted and finally leave. And after 3 or 4 times of smudging, why don't you get on a Zoom and let's see if the house is clear? Or call, that would be the best way. But at this time, I am not taking any out of state phone calls. If you've been on Zoom and you're out of state, say you've been on Zoom, I will return your calls, but not anybody new at this time. This one is from Patrice in Louisiana. Marianne, I wrote you sometime last year with a couple of questions and you answered me promptly. Thank you so much. The reason for writing today is that we have a serious poltergeist problem here at our home. Poltergeist is another name for a ghost, but one poltergeist tends to mean that it's a very uh, tricky ghost, a sneaky ghost, likes to do harm, but it is just another name for a ghost. I'm a mom of 4 kids and one on the way. My 3 older kids are teens. My youngest is 8. There's a lot of emotional energy in our home. My daughter sleeps in our basement. Her bedroom is down there. We have a small ranch with 3 bedrooms total, and she chose the bedroom in the basement to get away from her 3 brothers. Don't blame her. My daughter is 16. She has been experiencing something like sleep paralysis. Twice this has happened to her in the last 5 months, only to be awakened and find a large black figure in her room. She has also seen multicolored orbs near her closet at different times. Okay, let me stop here. Orbs are good. Any size, any color, sparkly, perfectly round. Look at the orb. If there's a design in the middle, see if you can enlarge the orb, and you can usually see a side profile or a face of who it is. If the orb is blank, it's a dust particle. It's nothing. Um, Over the years living here, we have been awakened to banging noises coming from the basement as well as other areas throughout the house. My 14-year-old son has also seen the black figure twice over the years. I have experienced loud footsteps while I'm the only one in the house, and having something wake me up at night by blowing air in my face. My daughter has also heard a man's voice, although she cannot make out what he is saying. This has been quite disturbing to my family. My children are afraid to go into the basement. It has us all pretty nervous. How do we get rid of something like this? I have tried prayers and sea salt, but this doesn't keep it away for long. I am afraid to be alone in the basement doing laundry most of the time, but I'm really afraid for my daughter sleeping down there. What's the best way to handle this? Patrice, you have got to smudge. Louisiana, there's no way I'm coming to Louisiana anytime soon. So you've got to smudge. Please smudge correctly. Every room, every closet, every nook and cranny in the basement. And again, they do not retaliate. Don't worry about that. But keep this in mind. The one place you do not get smoke is where he's going to be hiding. So definitely, you have to smudge correctly. After you've done it 3 or 4 times, call me. Let's see if you got rid of it. Come on Zoom. Let's see if you got rid of it. This one is from Jane. I live with my husband and 2 children. And my youngest daughter, age 10, has experienced, myself and her have been experiencing sights and smells all the time. Lately, she has been seeing a man with a white face and black cheeks, and he scares her. I cannot see him, but I can feel him. Whenever I do, it does scare me. I try to talk to her about it, and sometimes she is receptive to conversations, sometimes she is not. We also have times when our kitchen cabinets will open by themselves, and it seems the more frustrated I become, the more the cabinet doors open. Because when you get frustrated, you put out more energy, which gives the earthbound spirit more energy, which makes it easier to open up cupboards, closets. My husband and I have heard our daughter talking to someone saying, "Show your face, and why are you hiding my things?" She has also mentioned that she sees 3 boys and then they are gone. Is there something that can be done to help my daughter and myself better understand what is happening? I don't understand the man with the white face and the black spots on his face. I don't know why he's showing himself to her like that unless he is really trying to scare her. And that's just so absolute wrong. You are in Ohio and have an ordained priest or minister come out and bless the house. Just don't throw holy water around yourself. The other thing is, again, start smudging. Smudging really does work. Or come on Zoom and let's find out exactly. I would be very curious to see this man with the white face and the black spots on his face. Yeah, I would. But smudge, get on Zoom, call me. Let's see if you cleared it. The kid is too young to be scared in her own house. That's crazy. This one is from James in Canada. Hi, Marianne. Our 3 children have some strange things happening. We live in a home that's only a few years old. Both my wife and I have had various experiences along with our middle son, who is 4. We notice things misplaced quite often, and we originally thought, well, we do have 3 kids. However, however, these things like keys, important paperwork get misplaced, and we find them sometimes later in places we normally would not keep them. Our 4-year-old states he asks why the girl lives in his room in the wall and peeks out. I get this heaviness when I go into the basement. Sometimes the dog doesn't even go downstairs. We also seem to feel a great deal of tension in the home at times and have recognized this and have left the home and have felt almost instantly better. I guess my question is, can we have a spirit living here even though the home is 3 years old, and can we move through sage sweetgrass smudging? Yes, James, and you are from Canada, and thank you for your letter. Yes, start smudging. A 4-year-old, that's a perfect age for 2 things. He can see who's there. That's the perfect age for him to see and talk to these beings, whether they are earthbound or crossed over. Kids are good. And it's so easy for this ghost to blame the kid for doing all this stuff. And that's exactly what ghosts do. They move things, you find them where you never in a million years would have left them. So smudging is absolutely perfect. That's what you want to do. Again, you have to do it on a very regular basis. Otherwise, you're wasting your time and your money. It is not working. My question for the book, this is from Marie in West Virginia. My question is, can ghosts move from home to home? In my case, come visit me from the next door neighbor. Of course. Ghosts can come in and out of anybody's houses that they want to. As long as they're not out of a portal, they can leave. They can go next door, they can go to work with you, they can ride around in your car with you. And if you have kids in your house and there's kids next door, yeah, the ghost could go back and forth between the 2 of them. I recently read your book, When Ghosts Speak, and I loved it and I could not put it down. I am writing you because my next door neighbors informed me yesterday that they are certain they have a ghost in their home. It started with the dog barking at something they could not see. The small girls, 6 and 8, have seen this female ghost. The older children can only see an outline of a ghost, enough to know that she is a tall lady. And the parents cannot see her, but they can feel her. They said the ghost is really starting to scare them, slamming doors and things. I'm concerned for them and also concerned for my own family. The older girl said she saw the ghost watching my son mow the yard this weekend. I would really like to know how I can keep this ghost out of my house. Well, there's a couple things that you can do. You can smudge on a regular basis so that the next time this lady ghost decides to come over, she will not want to come in because the house will not have good energy from the smudging. That's probably the best way to do it. There's not a lot you can do about the yard. It's too open, it's not closed in. But I would suggest your neighbor do the same thing, that she smudge her house too, because why in the world would, the ghost is not going to be happy just staying in that house, so she needs to smudge too. My daughter is 4.5. This is from Missy in the UK. My daughter is 4.5, but claims that she sees ghosts. First it was a little girl at her old house. Then it was a series of children playing in her room at night. Now it's a crazy bald-headed woman who keeps her up and wants to play all the time. When I attempt to find out more info from her, she doesn't want to tell me. My question is, how do I know if my child can see spirits, or is she also Is she also just imagining this? Do I either encourage her or discourage her about this subject? Thank you. Listen to her when she tells you about this. Don't tell her she is not saying what she's saying, because she probably is. And like I said, kids are good. The older she gets, the less she'll be able to see, because they start losing it. And it's not unusual for kids to, like I said, kids like kids, whether they're alive or dead. So usually little kids have little age ghosts around them. The crazy bald-headed woman is interesting. I wonder if this is a lady that went through chemo and lost her hair. She seems to be nice to her. I wonder if she's just missing her own children. Doesn't really make a difference. You still do not want her around your child. So seriously, start smudging and see if that does not help. The next Zoom, for those of you that want to come on, is Monday, March the 21st. It's at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, which means you have to make sure you're in your right time zone for it. And that's pretty much it. Madison Seminary has been changed to June 18th. And the Merry-Go-Round Museum is still on for May 1st. All this information is on my website. Thanks so much and have a good week.